Hey class, it's Mr. Andrews here. Just wanted to do a quick recap on the elements of argument that we talked about yesterday. You may recall that there were just three of them, those three elements of the argument, right? Starting with our claim or our thesis or argument, although there may be more than just one claim in any given argument, it could be that they make several, right? But the main claim, we would argue of any text, is always going to be that thesis, right? But with those claims, there has to be evidence. You guys know this from previous classes, I'm sure, too. But that evidence is data. Does that mean that all evidence is numbers? No. Remember that that also can mean that evidence can come in the form of expert opinions, expert testimony. It can come in the form of well-known facts. So that don't just look for numbers, right? Statistics don't just mean data. Data just means information or facts that we can rely on, right? That's information that is agreed upon. So for instance, the sky is blue is generally a piece of data I think we can all rely on, right? It would be very strange and outrageous for anybody to not agree on that. Explanations then are what bridge the gap. You may remember that as well, that it's important when any author is making an argument, or anybody's making an argument at all, that in many ways they're explaining how the evidence supports their arguments they're making, right? Because sometimes the data doesn't always obviously do that. Sometimes we have to explain to people our thinking. How did we connect that data to it? How did we come to believe that that data, what we do know and understand, those facts, support the argument that we're making? So the reason I'm bringing all this up again is because I'm going to skip ahead here, is I wanted to just remind you about what it is that makes effective evidence. Because today, you're going to start looking at how to research effectively. Now, our very first paper that we're going to write is going to involve you doing just a little bit of research. You're going to be Googling things. You're going to be looking things up, maybe in databases. I don't know what your preference is going to be on this, but we need to talk about what effective evidence is in order for you to be able to find that evidence for your papers. Okay, so today we're going to start by doing a little exercise. In the exercise below this, you're going to see that you're going to learn about this thing called the CRAP test. The CRAP test is a way of testing sources you come across. Maybe you've learned about it in other classes. I suspect you probably have. So this will be a good refresher for you. We're also going to do an activity today where I'm going to test your ability to use the CRAP test on a real live web page, okay? The web, as we know, is filled with all kinds of ridiculous information. Some of it great, some of it bad, some of it not so good. And the question for you as a generation, and really everybody right now, is how can we sift out what is reliable information and what should we believe, in other words, and trust in, and what is the stuff that we should be asking questions about. And so the CRAP test is one of those really foolproof ways of doing a first test of information you're coming across. And you're going to need this when it comes to finding research for your papers, because when you're looking up evidence, you want it to have these three things. So here's the three things, right? A reminder: sufficiency. You want your evidence to be enough to support your claim. Obviously, if you're doing good research, hopefully you will know enough about your topic that you can find enough to support an argument, right? So finding enough evidence is really what sufficiency is all about. But credibility and accuracy, these two and three here, those two things are what the CRAP test is all about. The CRAP test is all about not just you finding enough evidence, but also finding quality evidence, because you really want convincing and quality evidence that we aren't going to be able to poke holes in as readers. You want to make a solid argument with your paper, and it starts by having solid sources and solid evidence. So credibility. How do we determine credibility, right? The CRAP test is going to help you with that, because remember, you want your evidence to come from a source that is generally trustworthy. See the CRAP test. Also, you want accuracy. You want information that is not skewed or exaggerated. And it starts by really understanding that your source is credible, but also being able to look at, okay, is what my source is telling me here, does that also line up with what other sources are saying as well? So sometimes doing some cross-referencing can be really helpful for you. So since we're looking for enough evidence, right, and you're going to have a number of sources you're required to do on this paper, so I will let you know what is enough evidence. But also credibility and accuracy, where it's going to start by practicing this crap test today. So today's password, by the way, today's password is crap, C-R-A-A-P, A-P-P. I can't remember. Oh my gosh. Post that underneath this assignment to get your attendance taken care of today, okay? Make sure to check out that video, fulfill the assignments that are under there, and I will check in with you later. Thank you so much.